welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever.
Yeah, that's a little intro there.
And a bit of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Can I finish my intro? No,
guess what's
fine.
coming up next? Go.
Political parties. There are many of them besides the two we always hear about.
Yeah, we're a bit sick of hearing about the main two.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about them.
Yeah, everybody complains that we've only got two options. They complain about the two political parties. We're here to educate you on all of the others.
Yeah, so here's some options that you can vote for. You don't have to vote for Liberal, you don't have to vote for Labour.
You can vote for the Sex Party.
Or you can vote for the Bullet Train Party.
Or the Pirate Party.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of options, guys. Now, there's basically two breeds of third parties. There's the let's let everybody do their thing, completely freedom.
Anarchy.
Basically,
Anarchists,
yeah, you've got the anarchist parties, and then you've got the socialist parties who want everything controlled by the government. So those are the two sides that we're talking about. And there's also, they're kind of divided into really specific political parties with really, thought out agendas, and then just really particular issues. Like the Motoring Enthusiast Party.
Okay.
Which is made up of motoring enthusiasts.
Understood.
Yeah.
So there's really no false advertising there. And then there are...
They're the ones who don't like the hooning laws, right?
Yep, they're anti-hooning.
Okay.
Yep. Then there's the non-custodial parents party. Again,
interesting.
Very, very specific. And I don't know if they could ever come up with a policy that's really going to appeal to us here in this room.
No.
No.
I have no interest in the non-custodial parents party. There's also the outdoor recreation party. Now that sounds like a pretty standard sort of thing.
Are these drug people?
Except
they want drugs, don't they?
Well, no, in brackets, their kind of party line is stop the greens.
Oh.
They're
Great.
they're a third party who is specifically opposed to another third party.
But wait, hang on. They're the outdoor recreation party.
Yeah.
But they don't like the Greens? Aren't the Greens all about the outdoors? Let's save our
I think when we
planet
say
party?
recreation, they're more in line with the shooters and fishers party.
Ah.
But they're that sort of recreation.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they're not so into conservation. Ironically, shooters and fishers party is about conservation.
Yeah.
For the purposes of then shooting and fishing those things they're conserving.
Well, I know that the Shooters and Fisheries Party, they're all about, they're like national parks and all this kind of stuff, but they want to be able to hunt in national parks.
Yeah, and obviously for looser firearm registrations and things as well. You've also got the rather specific Help End Marijuana Prohibition, or HEMP Party. You've got the Bullet Train for Australia Party.
I do like that idea.
Yeah. Bullet train. We do need bullet trains.
We do.
They are. That's again an extremely specific.
The only thing they want to do is bring in bullet trains.
That's the problem with the third parties. They kind of just stop at the one idea.
They really are. Things like the Australian Stable Population Party. Again, they're for a stable population. I have to say, as specific as these parties are, and as isolated as their policies are, you get what you pay for with these guys.
Well, yeah,
you know exactly what they're for.
You vote in a stable party, the stable population party, you're going to get a stable population, possibly.
Maybe.
But then there are some parties that sound great on the surface, maybe with a bit of trick photography in their naming, but then there's always a catch. So the sex party.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughed at the sex party.
Yes.
But their fundamental goal is actually to restrict the influence of religion in politics. They're named the sex party because they support marriage equality. But one of their other interests, as I mentioned before,
Off air.
it was basically to legalise all drugs in Australia, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know so much about that.
That's a very bold move.
Yeah, I don't know that I want,
would possibly not go very well.
No, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people would agree with that.
No.
And then, in another sort of very specific example of just a really specific third party, the no carbon tax climate skeptics, formerly the climate skeptics.
Yeah.
So they've added no carbon tax.
Well, they used to be the climate change skeptics.
Yeah.
Have they seen an inconvenient truth?
It's inconvenient.
Well, apparently they call it an inconsistent truth and they don't believe in it. The other one that a lot of people, again, sort of the joke vote, is to vote for the Pirate Party. They're not actually
Pirates?
They're not actually pirates. They don't
Savvy?
actually like hanging out on boats with an eye patch. Their idea is to promote internet freedom and to end censorship.
Okay.
So between the Pirate Party, the Shooters and Fishers Party, the Sex Party, they're all about freedoms. And some of them are a little too much freedom for people who probably shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Shooting and...
Just a bit.
Shooting and shooting up, basically, is what these groups together want to put in.
At least they won't all be voted in at the same time.
Absolute anarchy.
So some of the others, there's the Coke in the Bubblers Party. Now, this is another party which, like the Sex Party, has basically tried to jump on board people going after the name and then kind of hiding things underneath. They're actually going for a rather ironic name. They're trying to oppose political parties and political policies which sound great and fantastic, but that people cannot deliver.
Yeah.
So basically they're saying, look, you're not going to get Coke in the Bubblers no matter how many people say it.
Although Coke in the
Why?
Bubblers is a really good... I mean, you have some really fat kids.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
But Coke,
It's worth it.
I would have liked some
I think
Coke
they're
in
just
our
going to
Bubblers
get up
school.
on numbers based on the fact that
Coke in
people
the Bubblers?
think they're going to get Coke in the Bubblers.
Maybe they should have
People
put
are
like
going to-
Coca-Cola in the bubblers, do you think? Or just Coke? Coke in the
Well,
bubblers.
Coke in the Bubblers.
It flows better with Coke in the
Like
bubblers, but
Cola in the Bubblers.
Cola.
I know it doesn't sound as good, but Coke
it sounds a bit no frills in the bubblers.
Yeah.
But maybe with
No
Coke,
frills in the bubbler.
maybe with Coke in the Bubblers, it does kind of leave them open to some sort of collaboration with the Hemp Party later on. The WikiLeaks Party is one that's come up this election. Some other newcomers would be Clive Palmer's Palmer United Party. The Qatar Australia's Party is also up there. The Bank Reform Party is another one. The Stop Coal Seam Gas Mining Party.
Is there a
Very
fracking
specific.
party?
Is there
Well,
a
that would
party
be the
for
anti-fracking party. The anti-coal seaming party. So you've got plenty of options out there.
And then you're like, on the opposite side to the sex party, you've got the anti-fracking party.
Well, the sex party isn't exactly...
fracking.
I mean, I don't know if the sex party has a
Are they
particular
pro-fracking?
platform on fracking. I don't know if it's one of their election priorities to
Maybe we should
legislate
explain
on...
fracking for people who
I'm
actually
sure
don't know
they're
what
thinking
it
about
is.
fracking all the time.
Or shall explain fracking to our listeners if they didn't hear us last time.
It's coal seam gas mining, and it's been particularly controversial in the US. A lot of top politicians have demonstrated their views on fracking and the performance of fracking across the US. Whether or not fracking should be as prominent as it is, or as performed as often throughout the continent.
Well, they do have a big population.
But fracking into the continent is apparently a problem within the country over there.
Fracking is a powerful thing.
Yeah. So you've got all these parties. A lot of them have very interesting views, very specific views, some of them very general. But I want to encourage everyone out there to look at the third parties. A lot of these parties, they're not actually running... although actually Clive Palmer has somebody running in every electorate for the House of Reps. A lot of these parties have people running in the Senate because obviously we vote for the Senate as a whole. We don't exactly vote for our seat for a spot in the Senate. So have a look at them because you might find the party that represents exactly what you want.
Some of them
That
are really
one thing
specific
that you
too.
really want.
Yeah. If you really want
Don't write off the
Coke
third
in your
parties.
bubblers,
I do want Coke in the bubblers.
We don't have bubblers anymore.
or to live in a socialist utopia,
I want my work to have bubblers that have Coke in them.
these you've got options. And one thing I do finally want to say about third parties, this is more serious.
Yeah.
Whatever ridiculous third party you vote for, people seem to say a lot that a vote for the Greens is a vote for Labor because that's who their preferences go for. Your preference goes to whoever you put your preference as. So the preference deals just decide who the parties put down on that how to vote card. Whoever you put as number 2, that is your second preference. If you put number 1 the Greens, number 2 Liberal, your preference vote goes to Liberal, not to Labor. So, yeah, that's how democracy works, people.
Yeah.
You vote for whoever you want to vote for. Nobody assigns your vote to someone by default. So... definitely, yeah, look into the communist, socialist, pirate sex shooting party.
Pirate sex shooting.
Whoa. That just got intense.
The pirate sex shooting coke party, the bank reform and bullet trains.
Yeah, there's my party name.
Pirate shooting coke party.
On bullet trains.
There's probably some really conservative person listening to this going, I'm going to call a station.
That's Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
In bubblers.
And let us know what you think of third parties. If you could start a third party,
What would it
with
be called?
any specific policy that you can name, any kind of group of policies, even if they're completely inconsistent with each other, let us know what you would name your third party. Right after Surprise, the Goo Goo Dolls on 2BACR 100.9 FM.